Hello ladies and gents, welcome to another repair video. So today I'm going to be working on a PS4 Slim which has been sent in for overheating, and this console, the customer is a very young child. I'm going to call the child the customer because he's the one who phoned me. He's around about 10 years old, and he phoned me yesterday, asked me if I could fit him in there, and then unfortunately I was working on something pretty important and I couldn't do it. So I've just told him, he's just dropped it off, and I just said I'll get it done right now. He come from pretty far away, so I told him I'll get it done right now, and he can basically wait for it. So he's waiting outside in the car, so let's go ahead and get this fixed, shall we? So like I said, he said this is overheating, and it's the PS4 Slim version. I don't know exactly which model, but we'll find out. Warranty sticker is intact, which is excellent. And I can already see by the ports that it's pretty dusty, so that's going to be quite interesting as to how dusty it is inside. I say to people all the time, you know, it doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter how clean your house is, your console is going to get dusty, no matter what. It's just one of those things, it's a console and they get dusty. Right, so let's plug in a HDMI lead. And I'm going to try and get this done as quick as I can for him. Let's turn it on. Okay, we've got the PS4 logo. And there's a login code. Right, so I'm not going to be able to test this because there's a login code, which is a bit annoying. Right, so let's just switch back over to my normal HDMI source. Either way, he said it's overheating, so this is one of those I'm not going to be able to test. The main thing is I have seen this turn on, so that's all I need to see really. But let's go ahead and just start disassembling this. First of all, I'm going to take out the power supply because that's got to come out to be able to get to the motherboard. Okay, switch to a Phillips. And I'm going to remove all of these screws. The reason I'm removing all of these is because it's all got to come off anyway. So we might as well just get every screw out. Okay, let's get rid of that plate. Okay, so let's just flip this around. And let's remove that warranty seal. And the hard drive cover. And we might as well take the hard drive screw out before we go any further. And you can see just by how dusty this is that it's going to need a really good clean. Oh yeah, this has had a lot of use. So if we take a look inside there, that's pretty dirty. Okay. So I'll remove this screw here. And then I can get to the inside of the console. Ooh dear. That's a lot of dust. That's a lot of dust. Okay. Right then, so first things first, let's just get all of this off here. This is definitely going to be overheating. So when they're like this, when there's no dust, it's hard to tell if they are actually overheating or if they're just loud because PS4s are loud. But this one is clearly going to be overheating, so the fact that we can't test it is irrelevant. No matter what we do to this, it's going to make a huge difference. Okay, there we go. So that's the top off, and let's make sure that all of those are still there. So I'm going to put that to one side for now. And let's remove the heatsink clamp. Right, so this is the SAD-001 motherboard. Okay, let's. I'm going to blow some of this off outside, and then I'll flip the board around. Oh, I've got an itchy nose now. Okay, so let's flip it around, and let's pop off the power supply. There we go. And I'm going to disconnect it from this side because that's the safest way to do it. And you can see dust has even got inside these two prong connections here, so the power supply is going to have a bit of a clean out as well. And yeah, there's a lot of dust inside there, so I'm going to have to crack the top off this and get inside the power supply, which I don't like doing because it's dangerous. Okay, so let's pop off this. And always leave a screw. There we go. Right, so that's going to need a good clean, but for now, let's pop that to one side as well. I'm going to give this another blow, and then I can flip it back round again. Okay, so let's lift the motherboard out now. This is one of the most dangerous parts of this operation, is removing this motherboard, because we don't want this cable to rip through the connector, to rip the connector off. So I'm just going to loosen that a little bit. There we go. That's better. And I always forget that those Wi-Fi antennas from underneath. So these ones just here. There we go. Right. So now the motherboard can come out freely. And we can see that it's pretty dusty, so we'll give that a clean. But first, let's pop that to one side, and let's remove this top case, shall we? So one screw there. We've got a screw there. Another one there. Another one there. And finally, one just there. So now this will pop off. Maybe not, I left the screw again. There we go. So now this will pop off, and now we can actually clean out the heatsink properly. So let's unroot that cable. There we go, flip it around. And you can see just how dusty that is. Again, we're going to pop that to one side. And I'm going to remove the fan. There we go. Right, so I'm going to give this fan a clean out. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to brush around, get rid of all of this dust, and then this will be ready to put back in. Okay, so there's the fan, nice and clean. All done. So I can pop that to one side, and I'm going to do the same for the disk drive. So I'm going to remove the disk drive from the chassis. So let's pop that out of the way. There we go. So disk drive is out. I'm going to give this a brush down as well. Right, okay, I don't usually go inside the disk drive, but there's something loose inside here, so I'm going to go inside. The only time I ever go inside the disk drive is for repair reasons. I don't usually clean them out, unless it's not taken in discs, and there we go. Fake 20p inside the disk drive. So I'm not sure if they mentioned anything about the disk drive not working. I can't remember. But I'm going to clean this out now while I'm inside here. I'll clean these rollers out with some isopropyl alcohol as well, and then I'll put it back together. Right, okay, so that's had a bit of a brush down. Do have to be careful with these, obviously. We don't want to damage the laser, hence the reason I don't usually go inside these. But this was required to get this disk drive working. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub the rollers with some isopropyl alcohol, give them a little bit of a clean, get rid of any dust and stuff that's on here. There we go, that will do it. That should be okay to take in discs now. So let's pop the disk drive back together. So yeah, I don't like going inside these because there's risk of damage to the laser, especially when the door's open next to me because of the heat. You shouldn't expose a disk drive to direct sunlight. This is why I didn't do that outside. I'd rather have a little bit of dust flying around in the room than expose a laser to direct sunlight. So that's that. So let's pop that to one side and let's clean out this chassis as well. So I'm going to do the same again, just push it down, get rid of any dust that's there, and then it will be ready to start putting this bit back together. That's ready, all done, nice, beautiful. Right, so let's get this disk drive back installed. Let's stick that back on its frame. Let's get rid of that dust. Okay. And I'm going to need to give this a brush down. It's only the power button, but it's already out. May as well do it. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so let's sit that back on its spot. There we go. Let's give that a brush as well. Why not? Okay, so those screws are back in. I'm going to clean that hard drive because it's annoying me looking at it. Right, so the hard drive's clean. Let's get the fan reinstalled. And that was the wrong screw. There we go. Okay, so now we can give the heatsink a clean, get this all nice and clean, and then we can start reassembling. Right, okay, that's nice and clean now compared to what it was. So let's get that back inside here. There we go. So let's screw this back in. Okay. Right, so let's clean off the motherboard. I'll give that a brush down. And I'm going to take a cotton swab and just clean off this heatsink and the APU. Just get off all this dry thermal paste and we'll replace that. There we go. And off this side. There we go. So that's ready for some new thermal paste. That's enough. Right, so let's get this motherboard back in its home. There we go. Let's pop these ribbons in. that power connector can go back in now. Let's get this heatsink back on and clamp it down. Let's start to get the rest of these components reassembled. So let's flip over the console. And let's start by popping this little bracket in here. So a lot of people don't know what that's for. Basically that is for a vertical mount, a vertical stand mount. Okay, so let's get the power supply. And I'm not going to open this up, I'm just going to give it a brush. I don't trust these things at all, so I'm going to give it a good clean. That's about as clean as I'm going to get it. Didn't want to open it up because these things are dangerous and I just do not trust them at all. So I'd rather just clean out all the vents as best as I can. Okay, so let's flip it around so I can get to the connector. There we go. And let's realign this Wi-Fi antenna. Screw down that antenna. I'm just going to finish brushing up the rest of these components. So there's that one. That's in line. Right, okay, so I'm going to pop these thermal pads onto the RAM chips themselves, just so I can give the case a proper brush. And I always do this. I connect those ribbons up and then forget that they have to go in after the top case has gone on. We can't remember it all, we're not perfect. So let's start getting some screws in now. And that's it, not one screw left over. Excellent. Let's get that top back on. I'm going to be quick now because the person's waiting outside. It's took a bit longer than I expected, but it is what it is, right? Hard drive in. Bottom cover going on. There we go. Right, let's screw in the hard drive. And let's just give this a quick clean. There we go. And done. Right, I'm going to turn this on. Make sure it still works. Shouldn't be any reason why not, but there you go. It is Sony. Blue light. And let's take a HDMI. Let's just make sure the fan's spinning. And it is. Excellent. Screen's coming on. And that's pretty much it. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Remember to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video. And if you want to see more trying to fix videos, hit the subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you're notified when I upload. I'm trying very, very hard to get to 5,000 subs by the end of the year, and if you could subscribe, that would really help me out a lot. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and until next time, see you later. Bye for now.